how many students are actually at these protests? Like, they found that most of these people don't even go to the schools. They're busting. This is all one major psyop, but I don't know if it's working to what they want it to work for. I think a lot of people are looking at this and they're thinking to themselves, these people are crazy. I don't want to be a part of this movement. These people are nuts.
Well, they're targeting low information individuals,
which are Democrats.
So who was it who was saying that? Maybe this was on Fox. Someone was saying this, that people who someone tweeted this. Maybe I read it in passing. People who are not too bright don't care that their freedoms are taken away because they're not doing anything anyway. They don't see anything different. So when you've got individuals who are trying to run a business and they're being told there's going to be price controls and things like this, you're like, this is impossible for me to run my business. For an unemployed 20-something running around smashing windows, that policy doesn't matter at all to them to go, yeah, corporations are bad. I mean, you had a woman at the DNC only like a half an hour ago saying that they were going to take on Big Pharma. And then 5 minutes later, they were cheering for the big pharmaceutical companies during the COVID lockdowns, being like, Kamala got the vaccines to everybody. And it's like, I think the issue is when these big protests are happening, and you wonder why it is that these people aren't engaging in an action that will result in a positive reaction. It's because they are not smart. They do not have the capability to understand what they are doing. They attract other people who are like that. These people don't know, don't care. They're not going to vote based on things that'll make the world better, make their life better, make anyone's life better. They're voting because other people are voting and they're on Team Blue. That's it.
And also they're, it's a sign of the times. A lot of in school nowadays, they're teaching their young kids on how to be protest, how to be activists, how to get out there, they take school trips to do protest. And they've been living that way since for the last 15 years for them.
Yeah, they're rewarded for it.
That's a good point too, because
it is.
I've often talked about how, like, I think the college crisis that we see right now is because you have this chain of events starting with the Greatest Generation. They and this is just my personal perspective from my personal family history, not from any research or anything. But you hear all the time that coming back from World War II, these men were able to raise to take care of a family of 5 on a high school education, and so these kids, the boomers, grow up in a society where you don't need to go to college. No one's telling you to go to college. They're saying, nah, you can graduate high school, get a job, and feed a family of 5. Own a house, buy a car, have 2.5 kids, all that good stuff. And then these boomers, they grow up, and some of them choose to go to college because they're passionate about an issue. And then what happens? The boomers in their 30s who didn't go to college and they're making like the equivalent of $50,000, $60,000 a year. Back then it was like 20. And they're looking at their counterparts who went to college who are making 100, 200K and they're wealthy. They're like, college was the answer. I wish I went to college. And then they tell every single kid, you have to go to college to get a good job. No. The issue was the boomers who were making a lot of money. It wasn't college that did it. It was their passion that led them to college in the first place. So now we have a society that says college is the answer. Thank you and have a nice day. And we're wondering why it is all these people are going to college, racking massive amounts of debt and then going nowhere with it. It's because low information individuals who lack the ability to understand complex systems believed the answer is college and not that college was down the line from the passion that led someone to wealth. To go back to what Raymond said, you have people who grew up watching the civil rights movement and seeing the protests and they're going, wow, protests are good. That's what the TV tells me. So now they're telling their kids, if you're the protester, you're good. Doesn't even matter what the protest is for. The protesters are on the right side of history. And that's what they're trying to emulate despite having no real cause behind them.